Hi Blender fans and welcome once again to Blender TC. In today's tutorial we're going to be making a flag. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Join me at the end of the tutorial where I'll show you how to actually use cotton, denim, leather, rubber and silk, and of course how to create your very own material in Blender. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. First of all, let's cover some of the quick keys quickly. So G and X will move the actual cube from left to right. G and Y front to back. And of course G and Z will move it top to bottom. Pressing the X key will delete the cube, and Ctrl Z will undo anything that you've just done. G will just move the cube anywhere you want, and S will scale things large to small and vice versa. So first of all, we don't need our cube, so I'm just going to delete that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in an object, and the mesh object we're going to add in is a plane. Now this plane is going to be called our flag eventually. So what we're going to do is, with our flag selected, if we double click on the plane icon, we can rename this, and I'm going to rename this flag just to make it easy to find later on. For this tutorial we're going to be making a Union Jack, which is the flag of my country, and I'm going to actually change this to a ratio of 3:2 because I believe the Union Jack is at a ratio of 3:2. The way I did that is I opened N, which opens this panel, which is the details of this flat plane, and I put the dimensions as 3 meters by 2 meters in these size boxes here, as you can see. But N will hide that panel again. I'm going to rotate by pressing the R key the plane by 90 degrees, 90, and as you can see, because I didn't specify which way it went just went in an arbitrary direction. So Ctrl Z will undo, so I'm going to rotate along the X, which is the red line, by 90. So now I've now got an actual plane that's on its side, and if I go into edit mode I press the tab key like so, and what we've got here is we've got point select, line select and face select. For this I'm going to actually want to select this face, so go on face select and select the face, and in face select up here in this drop down menu I'm going to press poke faces. The reason I've gone on poke faces is this has actually put a line across the center of our flag, and triangles seem to do a better flag effect than squares, as you see in most of the tutorials, in my opinion of course. I'm now going to actually select all faces by pressing the A key. Pressing the A key will select all faces, and I'm going to go right click and subdivide this one, subdivide it twice, and subdivide it 3 times. A to deselect all, and I'm going to go on point select here. I'm going to select this point, holding the shift key down, this point and this point. What I've selected these points for is I'm going to have these like the hinge of my flag, so I want to actually hang it from these points. So if I actually hit the inverted triangle here, what we've got vertex groups. So I'm going to add a new group. I'm going to rename the actual group to hinge by just double clicking on it again, and that is going to be the hinge. And what we need to do, these points haven't been assigned to that hinge yet, so we actually hit this button which says, let's make that a bit wider to see, assign. As you can see, we've now assigned those, but it doesn't seem to have any effect. That's because we need to now add some physics. So if we go on the physics properties here, select physics properties, the physics properties looks like the earth with the moon going around it, and what we do is hit the cloth. Alright, hitting spacebar will just make that fall through the air, because what we've done is we've added cloth to everything, but of course it's not hanging from the actual points that we actually added earlier in our group. So if we go down here, what we've got is we've got a thing called shape. Now the way I think of shape is something that it shapes something else. So if we actually go on shape and open it up like so, and we go to the pin group, this means the hinge that we created earlier is what we're going to select. So now if we press the space bar again, as you can see, it all crumples up, but it doesn't look very good because the actual flag has gone through itself because it's got no collision properties. As you can see, it's all going through itself and it looks pretty rubbish. One of the ways we can actually improve this is we actually select it and we shade smooth this, which will make it look a little better, but not very much better. So, but underneath the actual shape key here, we've got a thing called collision. So open the collision, and right at the bottom you've got a thing called self collision. So select self collision like so, and now that will stop the cloth from going through itself. Pressing spacebar will start and stop the animation, and if you press shift and left click, that takes you to the front of the animation. The only thing we haven't got yet is the image of our flag. Images of flag are usually copyright free and they're all over the internet, so just find the one for your country if you want to actually do your country's flag. So what I'm going to do is actually go onto the materials, add a new material. I'm going to put new. When the material is open like this, we've got a base color. What you can do is actually put a image texture into a base color. So hit the little dot here, the little yellow dot under base color, and we add an environmental texture. Nope, we don't add an environmental texture, we add an image texture. So I've selected image texture, and all I need to do now is open it. So I've gone now is actually opened another file view in Blender, and what I'm going to do is find where I've actually put my flag. I know it's on my D drive, 0 flags. And as you can see, I've got several different flags. I've even got a flame flag here. Don't know why, but I have. And what I'm going to do is actually get the correct flag, which is this one up here. This is a ping image, so I've now created my flag. So I'm just going to scale the X because I don't know, I think that just looks a little bit better. And what I'm going to do now is actually press the space bar and see if my animation works. And yep, I think it does. So that's one way of actually doing the flag, but it's not very interesting. So press the space bar, go back to the front of the animation, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a mesh, and the mesh we're going to add to it is a cylinder. Now this is going to be the actual flagpole, so I'm just going to shade smooth this. Shade smooth, scale, and scale it in the Z direction, like so, and G and X. Move it down there, G and Z, G and X just to move it across, and I'm just making a quick flagpole. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some collision physics to that. So physical properties, make it a collision object, so my flag can't actually go through the flagpole. Like so. And lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of a wind. So add mesh, force field. I'm going to select wind. I'm then going to, wherever the wind's pointing, that's the direction of the wind. So I'm just going to move it G and X to the side like so, and I'm going to rotate it in the Y direction just with my mouse until I'm just going to rotate it to about there, I think. So you've got gravity working on the flag and this wind is actually working across the ways. So we've got two forces working on our flag, and all we've got to do now is increase the actual wind strength. This is done in the physics properties here, and we've got the strength here, and I'm just going to take this up to 6,000, which is quite a strong wind. And as you can see, just by hitting the spacebar, we've got something that looks remarkably like a flag. Maybe a bit too fast, so I'm just going to take the wind strength down to 5,000, like so. And the other thing that we've got in these is, if you actually select the flag again, we've got different types of cloth. And let's see if I can just go down to the actual cloth itself. And what you've got in here is you've got all sorts of different tensions, compression, shear, bending, dampening, and all of the different things. But against the cloth, you've got these three little lines with the three little dots. What you've got is you've got cotton. So if you make that cotton, it goes like that. Denim, bit thicker material, as you can see, that sort of sways about. Leather, it always reminds me, let's just do the leather. Reminds me of like cardboard going in the wind. Then of course you've got rubber, and rubber, it looks like wet cloth to me. And last but not least, you've got silk, which I don't know what silk looks like, but that's what it looks like. And of course you can add your own special material by just altering different things on here. So I could add a material into this actual list by just selecting that, putting in my thingy, put my material like so, pressing plus, which adds my material. And what you can do is you can alter different things in that material to make it do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And take it down, take the tension down. As you can see, that's getting faster. Compression makes it go faster, and that makes it go slower. Change the tension. That one, it seems to make it move from top to bottom. Same with compression. All these are alter different things. And the shear, I believe, is from top to bottom. And bending, as you can see, keeps altering. And you change the quality. There's a lot of different things you can actually change in your newly created material. But my particular favourite, I think, is cotton. Hope you enjoyed this simple Blender tutorial. Join me next time, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. This is Blender TC signing off. Bye for now.